Okay, so today we're making peanut butter Nutella cookies, which you can just Google and you'll find it. This thing says author Mindy. So if you can find Mindy's peanut butter Nutella cookies, you can make the same thing. So I've made this recipe 3 times now. Keep forgetting to record it. Thought I'd done it the first time, but I didn't. So here we are, and I ran out of them anyway, so I gotta make them again. So you're gonna start with some butter, which I already chopped up and put in here. This is one of the few recipes that calls for it at room temperature, which is better anyway, because then your cookies are super like liquidy when you make them. Like the second one I made, which ended up super cakey and doughy and airy because of the melted butter for some reason. I don't know. I also saw in a video with chefs that they said to use room temperature or cold butter when you're baking. So, butter, peanut butter, sugar, brown sugar, eggs, and vanilla. So we'll do brown sugar. We will do regular sugar. They are both a cup. Perfect. I'll mix that up a little bit. Take a spoon, mix it up a bit. For now it's fine, but I can use a hand mixer in a little bit to really get it combined. Okay. Sugar and butter. Can't go wrong with those things. Okay, eggs. It asks for 2 eggs. Oh. And trying to avoid shells at all costs. Okay, and the vanilla is how much? 2 teaspoons. Where did I put the vanilla? Vanilla. This bottle was like half full when I started baking like 2-3 weeks ago, and now it is almost empty. Well, it's like a third. Alright, so we need 2 teaspoons, which is 2/3 of a tablespoon, which is faster. And you know, vanilla's good. It's good for you, I think. I have absolutely no idea. So, probably a little bit more vanilla than needed, but that's fine. Put that away. You can't see me right now, but that's okay. Who needs to do that anyway? Hey, so, take a drink of your, for once, non-alcoholic beverage. It's a latte from Starbucks that I had to reheat. It's also 9 p.m. So I guess I'm not sleeping because I'm not thinking. You fight with your cupboards to get your whisk out. Still broken. You bend that back into place. Ow. You get stabbed by the metal and back into place. Perfect. Now you wash your hand, you wash your whisk. Perfect. Good to go. Incorporate a little bit of water into the recipe, I guess, but that's fine. Just to break up the eggs and start mixing things together before you add the really sticky peanut butter, which is the only part of this step that I've not added yet. Good. So you kind of want to force the butter to start not melting, but mixing into the liquids, which it won't want to do. But this was frozen solid, so I had to microwave it a little bit, so it is starting to actually do that. Because every single time I've made this recipe, when I use the hand mixer, I end up with huge chunks of butter stuck in the blades. So I've decided to try to better incorporate it this time. I really need to buy a new whisk, so you know, subscribe to this channel so I can monetize it and buy a whisk. It's literally all I need. You can see the burn from the first time I made muffins, which is on this channel. You know, go back and watch that video because it is great. All my videos are great, especially the super long ones that are so long that I have to delete like 120 pictures and videos off my phone every time I want to download it. But that's fine, you know, whatever. If I had a Mac, it wouldn't be an issue, but I don't because I prioritize quality over convenience. So I bought a laptop that actually works properly instead of traps you further into an ecosystem that you don't need to be part of. Anyway, push that thing back in there because it does not want to stay in there. Wipe your hands off. And peanut butter. How much peanut butter did I need? 2/3 of a cup. I use creamy, even though the recipe says that the author prefers crunchy. I disagree. In the background, you might hear my parents. They don't know what quiet means. So, peanut butter. If you have a peanut butter or a peanut allergy, don't make these cookies. You might die. I claim no responsibility for people's actions. You do not want to sue me because I have no money. Broke life. So, we're just going to keep scooping peanut butter until it looks like a cup. Not even really measuring this, so I don't know why I'm putting it in a measuring cup, but you know, squished down, that'll probably be a cup. Try and get as much off that spoon as possible. That's fine. And then you just kind of splat it down. And then you're good. And I almost put the lid on the measuring cup instead of peanut butter. So anyway, mix that in. Try to make everything homogeneous. Move this back out of my way. So homogenize. The butter does not cooperate, but it is small chunks, so that's good. That'll mix better when I have the actual power of a stand mixer or a hand mixer. This whisk hurts to use. So, as you can tell by the very sticky consistency before I even add flour, this recipe makes very doughy cookies, but delicious. So you pick up the little piece of peanut butter and let it flying all the way across your kitchen, and you wash the peanut butter off your hands. So, cool. So, what's next? What am I missing? I used salted butter, so I'm not adding the salt. The only thing left is the flour. 2 2/3 cups of it. So what I'm gonna do first is I'm gonna add just 1 cup of flour, and then I'm gonna mix that. And if I can get this cupboard open, it would make my life easier. So, stand mixer. This part's super loud, as people who watched past videos might remember. So I'm not gonna record it. I'll be back. Okay, so before adding the flour, I realized I hadn't added the baking soda. So that's an important step. So now pretty much everything except the Nutella is in there, but this isn't really like you kind of want it to be a ball of dough so that you can very easily run the Nutella through it with a butter knife. So you're just gonna thoroughly wash your hands first, and then you're gonna slowly squish this all onto one side. And then you're gonna put huge dollops of Nutella on top and run them through with a butter knife. So, I'm gonna wash hands again. Give it a little taste while you do that. Tastes like salty peanut butter dough, cookie dough. It's all the stuff that will never go wrong. So, you take your Nutella jar. You struggle to open it. Here's that little thing. 2006 agriculture census. Thank you, the X. So on TikTok, there's like a spoon in some of the lids, or a knife, I mean, to open it, but I don't feel one here, so sucks. Take your butter knife and pry it off, because I use that to poke through the stand mixer. Then you're gonna grab just the tip, and slowly run it all the way around, because you don't want to waste any of that delicious Nutella on just the knife. Alright, throw that away, wash the knife again, because you touch all of your hand. Perfect. Try your hand too. Bada boom. You wipe the peanut butter off of there. So now we're just gonna put big dollops on there. Where can I set this up? How about just like here? Does that capture what I want? How about, there we go. Okay, that looks good. Perfect. So, big dollop of Nutella, not cooperating. Another one. Basically, you want to create a layer of Nutella. You can never have too much Nutella. Anyone who knows me will agree with me saying that statement. So, you wipe that off, because you can't let any of that go to waste. And drawer. Wipe your hand on, and then just stab the dough. So, you're going to want to get as much of it mixed in as possible, otherwise you're just going to end up with some cookies that are too Nutella-y and some that are just pure peanut butter. So, you want to make sure the Nutella is inside as much as possible, just to make sure it mixes properly. And becomes part of the dough rather than just outside of the dough. So, you want to look for those pockets that are just pure yellow. They're mostly going to be underneath, so you're kind of dragging up. You're sort of folding the Nutella in, sort of just stabbing at it until it is pretty well mixed. And cut it up to kind of make sure that's good. Perfect. And then you're going to throw this boy in the fridge for 15 minutes to give the Nutella time to kind of firm up. So in that time, I'm going to start the oven preheating. I'm going to get parchment paper on the cookie sheet and going to I'll put Pam on it. Very important. There's no place for this one. Sad apple fritter. I'll put it here for 15 minutes. It can get warm and cool again. That's fine. Okay. I'll be back in 15. Alright, so back to baking. So you have your bowl of dough. Pretty straightforward. You're gonna take a ball, roll it up, and it's gonna fall apart. And you're gonna keep rolling and squish it together until it's about the size of a golf ball. Make sure one side's a little bit flat, and you're gonna pop that on the tray. Over and over again. A little bit of a squeeze, because it doesn't seem to want to bind as well. And then, good. You don't want too much Nutella on the outside, because then it'll just melt. Kind of 50-50. Also, you don't want it to be too craggly, like they're trying to break apart, and you don't want that. So you gotta really make sure the outside is smooth, because any cracks will basically just blow up. kind of like a little dumpling. This recipe makes about a pan and a half, batch and a half, however you want to do it. So I'm making these a little bit smaller than usual, so maybe it'll work out to be 2 full batches. We'll see. Yes? I'm not done filming, but you can come in the video. No? Okay, then give me a couple minutes. Mom doesn't want to be in the video. She doesn't want to go viral. To my 4 subscribers, one of which is me, making sure that I get at least 1 view on each video. We're almost done with this first batch, and yeah, I make them a little bit smaller than usual, so it is making a little bit more, but that's fine. We'll have more cookies that'll just be smaller. Can squeeze another row in, but they'll just end up being super square from the end of the pan, so I'm just gonna space these out a little bit better. Get that dough off my. I'm just gonna. Just gotta rinse the dough off so I can show you guys the pan and throw it in there. So first, safety. So perfect. Got all your little dough balls. And these take about 9 minutes, 10 minutes. So we're gonna set the timer for 9. Perfect. I will be back when they're done. Bye. Okay, so the first batch is pretty much done, just leaving it to sit for a few minutes. They ended up looking a little bit more cracked than usual, like that. Usually they're a nice uniform consistency like the top of this one, but you know, peanut butter cookies are like that. That's what they look like supposedly, so you know, either way, I know they taste delicious because I had some of the batter, and you can't really go wrong with peanut butter and like cookie dough and Nutella. Nutella makes everything perfect. So yeah, that's been Nutella peanut butter cookies. I don't have the link for the thing, otherwise I'd put it in the description. Yeah, so I'm just gonna leave these to sit, maybe make a drink, because I am an alcoholic. And yeah, once these are set enough, I'll do the second batch. Peace out, Girl Scouts.